Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Wednesday, July 2nd, and we are here answering your financial questions. If you have one, all you need to do is go to our website. That's jillonmoney.com, which is easy to find for you because I know that it's bookmarked. Of course it's bookmarked. I've told you to bookmark it. The reason we want you to bookmark it is because Mark refreshes the content all the time. It's so great. So check it out. And also when you go to jillonmoney.com, you can sign up for the free weekly newsletter, which is available through Substack. So if you're a Substack kind of person, you can just search for Jill on Money there. You can buy my book. You can check out our subscription service, Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars. $45 for 12 months will get you 4 of those webinars, the entire back catalog, bonus audio and video content, all for $45 for the next 12 months. So great. All right, Mark, we have got to do some emails. We're getting backed up. And also, I feel like we need to make sure that shy people get a little bit of a little action here. Okay. So the first email is from Eileen, who says, my financial advisor is recommending that we hire Future Capital to manage my 401k. He has already helped me with the allocation in the 401k, but he says this company will be managing it constantly. He said studies show they increase returns by 2 to 4%. I don't believe that. We would be paying $275 a month for $1 million 401k. He even stated if cash flow was a problem, we could decrease our Roth contributions. I'm hesitant to do this. What do you think?
Managing it constantly.
Constantly, because we know that works all the time. This is nonsense. There's no way you should do this. Held away 401k management. Oh, it's growth. It's easy. We're going to give you more. No way. This is nonsense. This to me is unnecessary. You have $1 million 401k. I don't know anything else about you, Eileen, but if somebody said you should decrease your Roth contribution because managing your 401k is going to make a difference, no way. I say hard no. I'd love to hear more from you. I want to know about what else is going on.
It makes me question the advisor too.
It sure does. That's what I want to know. Get back in touch with us, Eileen. I'm going to have you come on and we'd like to learn more about what's going on for you. But I think no is my first answer. Path of least resistance, no. Okay. Deirdre writes, oh, of course, Deirdre. Of course, she has this kind of name. Deirdre writes, I would like to buy a traditional cottage in Ireland. How does Patricia say that? Ireland. She said it like that. For $150,000 to $200,000 with my sister. Oh my God, this sounds so much fun. It would be a retirement home for my sister and a vacation home for me. It's her dream to retire in the Irish countryside near where our mother was born. Oh, I love that. Okay. Deirdre owns an NYC co-op worth about $500,000. It's paid off. My sister rents, but she has $40,000 in savings available in cash. My savings are locked up in retirement accounts and unavailable at this time. However, in 2.5 years, when I turn 59 and a half, I will have access to $60,000 in my Roth IRA. Would you recommend getting a home equity loan or a HELOC for this purchase? My income is $82,000. Or would it be better to try to get a mortgage as a non-resident with an Irish bank? Do you think buying a cottage in Ireland is a good investment? Or will it be a money pit? Thanks for any advice you can give.
Sounds like a Hollywood movie.
I was just going to say it's Eat, Pray, Love, but north, in Ireland. It sounds like a lovely idea. I am reluctant to give you advice on this because I really don't know what else is going on for you. I know that you're 57 now, and I know that this sounds like it's sort of like this dreamy thing, but I think you and your sister need to get together and maybe back in touch with us because I don't think that I would want you to spend money in the Roth, and I don't know whether or not it makes sense to have a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit for this. And I don't know whether this really is going to be something that it's going to be, I don't want it to derail your whole retirement. That's what I really think. So I need to know more about, where your sister is in her life. in terms of age and what she would be entitled to in terms of income. And for you also to understand what your plans are, because you can access money at 59 and a half. I don't know if you should do that. I have absolutely no opinion on buying a cottage as an investment. I don't think most people should do these things as investments. I think you should do that to, make a dream come true, but I don't know if you could actually do it. Okay. So that's what I would say. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, so I wrote this article called Social Insecurity 2033 after we got a report out from the Social Security Board of Trustees that basically the Social Security Trust Fund will run dry by the year 2033. And someone on Substack wrote, someone who I know, by the way, Mark, Lillian, who said, "Thank you, Jill, for this very easy to digest information and advice. Would you recommend that someone who will shortly be eligible at age 62 for retirement benefits start collecting, even if they don't need the money yet?" No, no, no. And here's why. Because what we're looking at with Social Security is if Congress does not act, there will be an across the board 23% reduction in all benefits. It is automatic. So Congress has to do something to prevent it. So Lillian, what I would say is that when you look at that 23% reduction, if it's reducing your benefits at 62, 67, 70, better to wait, especially if you don't need it, because you'll have a higher amount of money on which that haircut is taken. So just think of it this way. At age 62, if you claim Social Security benefits, you're taking a 20% reduction permanently for the rest of your life. Then if something bad happens to the system, it's another 23% reduction from that. So in fact, the Social Security system under pressure would actually argue that you would want to wait as long as possible. This next email is from Angela, who wants to know about doing Roth conversion. So pay attention, Mark. She writes, "I'm 70 years old. I'm divorced with 2 kids who are in their late 20s. I own my apartment, no debt. I've got $1.2 million in a traditional IRA, $550,000 in a brokerage account, and 50 grand in a Roth. It's all self-managed. This is the first year I'm mostly retired. I'm a late bloomer in realizing that I'll be owing a boatload of taxes on that $1.2 million. My income from here on will be $35,000 from Social Security and pension, $10,000 from real estate holdings, and maybe $20,000 from work. I'd be happy living with $75,000 to $100,000 a year. Unfortunately, I've been so involved with my career that I'm just learning about Roth conversions. Is it too late to convert? Would it make sense to take a hit and convert it all at once and benefit from the tax-free earnings for the next 30 years? I'm confused. Help. And thank you. I just started listening and I'm learning a lot." So Mark, for Angela, she's got $1.2 million not taxed yet. She's going to have some income, about 65 grand. And she's got all this money that's going to be taxed. What is your recommendation on converting some money maybe between now and her age 75 when those required minimum distributions will kick in?
I mean, I'd really have to really, really crunch the numbers, but I think I'm going to say no. I don't really want to soak up all of her liquidity. Instead, I would probably, for the next 5 years, she can start pulling out a pretty good chunk.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're in the 22% tax bracket right now. So there's a couple of things that you could do. You could say, as single, I would like to maybe instead of convert, I certainly wouldn't convert all at once, but maybe what you would do is you could pull some money out and just have it. And, I don't know if you wanted to convert, you could, but then as Mark said, then that money is, you lose some of your liquidity. You'll have to pay tax on it if you pull it out, but the 24% bracket goes up to $197,300. Maybe instead of pulling the money out and converting it, maybe what you could do is just start taking out like $100 grand a year for the next 5 years and take that money out, pay the tax that's due. You'll be at the 24% bracket, put it in the brokerage account, and then start pulling the money out as needed through RMDs. But you will have taken a chunk of money out by doing that. So, you're going to be in good shape. And, yes, you'll have tax-free earnings, but that would be great for your kids, but not for you necessarily. I don't know. I think I agree with Mark. Maybe just pull a little extra money out. Okay, Barbara has a question here. And she says, I'm recently retired and I find your podcast interesting and informative and humorous. I added that. Okay. I want to help my retired sister. Oh my God, this is a second thing about like helping sisters helping sisters. And, I'd love this idea. So Barbara wants to help her retired sister relocate back to our northern state to be close to her children, grandchildren, extended family. The house she owns in Florida will sell for about $125,000. A suitable house in the north for her and her husband will cost about $200,000. They don't have savings, but I want to bridge the gap for them as a gift. I'm not sure how to do this. Ideally, the house up north will be purchased before the one in Florida is sold, so a cash offer could be made. Should I buy the house outright and transfer the deed or transfer the funds to her? Okay, here's what I think you should do. Barbara, if I don't know how much money you have. If you wanted to buy the house outright and then transfer the deed, what you need is a lawyer. And that's really I think that's what's actually the most important thing. Maybe that's the easiest thing to do is you buy the house outright and then you gift it to your sister. But then the problem is she'll have to buy it from you in some way, shape, or form. And you have to have some sort of agreement so that like she's sort of paying you $1 a year and you're forgiving the loan over time. So here's what I think. I think you can do it, but I think you should talk to an estate attorney to help you do it. Because otherwise I think it's going to get messy and I don't want to mess up you guys for your tax situation. Okay. Okay. Natalie, hey, Jill and Mark, I was on the air with you more than a year ago to ask whether my husband and I could trust what a financial advisor told us about my husband retiring and still not needing to touch our retirement accounts. We re-listened to that episode tonight and marveled at your wonderful advice and patience and your willingness to pivot when I presented you with new facts, a looming $100,000 inheritance. We are in such a better place financially and emotionally around our money. And I just wanted to thank you for the wonderful work you do for people across the country who can learn from the stories of others. As a follow-up, my husband finally quit one of his part-time jobs, and we are actively working on shifting from savers to spenders. One day I may write again as we try to figure out a plan for a move into a retirement community sometime in the future. But for today, I just wanted to say thank you, Natalie. Mark, I love that. That's so good. It makes me so happy. That's great. Thank you guys for following up. That really talk about reaching out and lifting someone up. You guys do that all the time. Thank you so much, Natalie. And thank you all for listening. I know that this is probably a hot and short holiday week for many. So we appreciate the time that you give us and always know that we are here for you. If you've got a question, go to jillonmoney.com, click the contact us button and write us a note. And if you want to come on the air, check the box. And if we've said, get back in touch with us, please do. We really do want to hear from you. And we'd love, we can change your name and facts and all that stuff. So please let us know how we can help you out. Okay. And don't hesitate. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Please be sure to do something nice for someone else today. Natalie already did something nice for us, so I appreciate that. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.